Hello and welcome to this new Leather Crafts Academy tutorial. Today I am very excited to show you about this coin pouch because it is a very intriguing piece. It has no stitching whatsoever. It is all about skiving and gluing. All of this needs to be very carefully done, which is why I believe this is the perfect opportunity to get a little bit better at skiving. So let's get started, and don't forget I will put the link of the pattern to download in the video description. For this project I am using 1mm goat skin for the outside of the wallet, and I'm using some veg tan which is also about 1mm thick for the inside of the bottom. I will start to skive the bottom, the four sides of it, 5mm from the edge down to nothing. I will also skive this edge of the body 6mm from the edge down to nothing. I do the same to the bottom edge of the body, and for this part I will skive a little bit wider, 10mm from the edge. I will also skive this part 6mm from the edge down to nothing. We will repeat the same skiving actions on the three parts left. For this project I am using water-based adhesive because contact adhesive is a little bit harder to clean and it is also thicker, so water-based adhesive is a better choice for this kind of project. So pressing down gently the leather with my finger. I am also using a bone folder. So I'll stick all these four parts together. So I will apply about 5 or 6mm glue on each of these edges and carefully pressing the leather down. I'm not using a hammer, I don't want the leather to be marked, so better to use your finger, a nice bone folder, but nothing else. A little tip is to use a wet rag to rub the leather to clean the excess glue right after you apply the parts together. You won't have to do it later, and anyway later it might be impossible to do, so you better do it when the glue is still wet. So let's now assemble the bottom, and it's very interesting because you will need to use a mold. This mold is basically some kind of cube that you will make by yourself, cutting some cardboard you use thick cardboard. Mine is about 2 millimeters. uh, there are 5 parts, 5 square, which are 7 centimeter by 7 centimeters. You can use a template of the bottom to cut those parts and assemble them together with contact adhesive. Now I'm using contact adhesive to glue the bottom. This is the inner part of the bottom. I'm using contact adhesive because that part is not showing, and it's perfect because it's fast. But I will go back to water adhesive later when I will apply the outside of the bottom. So you see the mold is very handy to glue these edges straight. You won't be able to do so if you would not use the mold, or it will be very difficult. Now it's very important to make those 4 corners flat, and to do so I am using a bone folder, and once it is almost flat I'm using my knife, as you can see, to trim the excess. And with some sandpaper I remove the grain of the leather, so the bottom will stick better to this area. I should have done it on the other parts previously, and you should do it. I totally forgot. And I apply water-based glue all over the bottom evenly. And let's now carefully center this square part and rub the leather for the glue to bond everywhere. Again, using the wet rag tape to push the glue outside and to push less down as well, to really blend as much as possible with the part underneath, and the wet rag will clean at the same time the excess glue coming out. So this is a really important tip to make this kind of item. The purpose being really not to see any seam. We want the item to be seamless. It takes a little bit of time to make sure no tiny edges is popping up a little bit. So take your time and try to spot wherever this happens and add some more glue. Now carefully removing the mold, and we're gonna break all those edges using a plier. You could use a hammer if you prefer, but I think a plier, if you have one, is more handy. I'm getting ready those 4-liter tabs to be glued inside using water-based adhesive. This will be easier. If I don't do so, it might not be straight. And now it's time to shape this little coin pouch. It should take a little bit of time to do it well, because A common mistake is to have it a little bit twisted, and you want the top to align perfectly with the bottom. So I'm using a hammer to break all those edges, but I take my time. Once I get the shape I think is correct, I will put it under some weight and protect the leather with a piece of leather or cardboard, but I want to put some weight on it overnight so it is really flat. Otherwise you won't have something flat and neat. So once you get the right shape, remember to put it overnight under a heavy skiving stone or something like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really think this is a great project to improve your skiving skills. So let me know in the comments, and don't forget, the pattern is free to download on my website, so check the link in the description. Thank you. Goodbye.